Well, good morning, good morning. We are up with Coffee with Casper. We're going to gong ourselves in about a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. There we go. Nice to see you this morning, Pam. Good morning from Palm Desert. Good morning, Candace. Don't knock the mic off now. Okay, everybody's over here. Everybody's over here. There, say hi. They're all over here, Casper. There we go. There we go. Oh, aloha from Honolulu. Nice to see you this morning, Ann. Good morning from beautiful, glamorous Hollywood. It's the Reverend Trish. All right. Nice to see everybody this morning. Good morning, Mark. Checking in from Atascadero. Good to see you. All right. And Kai. Nice to see you guys. All right. Missy Grant is checking in from North Carolina, I'm guessing. All right. Good to see you all this morning. Becky from South Carolina. Now we're talking. We got the Carolinas involved. We got Hawaii involved. We got our gang gathering. Good to see you all this morning. All right. Okay. Down you get, Casper. We're going to get ready to gong ourselves in here. All right. North Carolina. There's South Carolina. Good morning from Santa Rosa. All right. Nice to see everybody this morning. Good to be here. Glad we are going to gong ourselves in about a minute less than. Got your beverage of choice. We got the Casper. Good morning from Arizona. All right, checking in. It's nice to see you this morning. All right. Well, here we go. There's our time. So let's gong ourselves in and see where we get to go in this 20 minutes together. So let's everybody, we're going to take in that big deep breath. We're going to let out the sound ah. Ah. Allowing your shoulders to relax. One more time. Big deep breath in. Ah. Let the energy fly up into your heart center. Fly up. Come up into your heart center. And we're just going to spend this 20 minutes together in heart connection, checking in to see what's up. So this is what we know. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Remember that sort of funny quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes who said, when the pile is complete, we're all going to be in it. And what we've been talking about here for several weeks has been the fact that we are programmed, we are given the opportunity to live from our soul awareness. And to define soul awareness, what we would say is you came from the light, you put on a coat of skins. So the you that came from the light and put on a coat of skins and will return to the light is the you. That's the eternal you, the I am that I am. And that I am, as Meister Eckhart, the 12th century mystic, said, the only begotten is forever begetting itself in me now. So that would be that Christ awareness, that Buddha awareness, the full realization of the image of God as yourself, as the I am that I am, the image of Source as the I am that I am. And good morning from Albuquerque. All right, nice to see you this morning, Deborah. So if you saw the poster, thank you again, Candace, for helping us with the poster. It's just going out usually on Monday afternoons. We try to get it out sooner, but that's when it's going out. And it basically is giving sort of the direction that we're going on Tuesday morning live. And so the poster said, success is built in. So the truth is built in to you and to me. So I'd like to tell you a dog story. So you might remember, if you've been watching over the last 3 years that we've been doing Coffee with Casper, Mountain, the beautiful senior golden retriever who Casper came, when Casper arrived, Mountain was already quite mature, and he gave Mountain sort of a revival of his life for a couple more years, and they were beautiful together. And what we saw, so going back in time, this is way back before the pandemic, probably 2018, something like that. What we saw was that Mountain was getting older, and he was the only dog, and we thought, well, we really ought to get another dog. So we put out the intention to get another golden retriever. And we'd gone to the breeders of Mountain, and they were no longer breeding anymore. We'd gone to other friends who's had golden retrievers. We've had golden retrievers. I've had golden retrievers in my world since I'm 15. So still have them, and delighted. So we sort of put out the call to the universe that we were looking for a golden retriever. And in 2019, January of 2019, we finally got a phone call from a breeder that we'd been seeking that turned out to be Casper's breeder. And she said she had a litter coming up. And so Casper was born in November, and we picked him up in the end of December of the year that he was born. And that year was 2019. And so we got Casper in, as I say, the end of December, beginning of the new year. And it was 4 months later that the shutdown happened because of COVID. And some of you have heard this story before. And we noticed, because we were blessed, because somehow the seed planted was, whatever was going to unfold in the realm of probabilities was somewhere known in mind, but not in the human experience. And so when we went through that shutdown, and we had never experienced anything like that before. Good morning from Kelowna, BC. Nice to see you this morning. Good to have you with us. So we got Canada, we got Hawaii, we're just Albuquerque and the Carolinas and Arizona and California, and good to see you all this morning. We're glad you're here. So my wife and I were blessed because we had this beautiful puppy that I was having coffee with every morning, while the world seemed to be going into greater levels of despair. And while this was happening, it dawned on me that perhaps people needed some help in remembering who they were and remembering why they came here, and particularly those of us who are aware of the main thing, the reason we good morning, Reverend Angelica Jane Taggart, all the way from Eureka. She has found it. So what we forget is that we came here as a soul. We came here as a soul on purpose. What really distinguishes this group, us, not alone, circle upon circle, wheel upon wheel, there are many, many circles that are aware of the unity of all life. That there's only one energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. That there's only one life force. It's the same life force found itself in everything and in everyone and in every planet and in every galaxy and every universe, and on and on and on. There's only one life, and that's the life of the One, the life of Source, the life of the I am that I am and the I am that you are. And what we know is that we came from the light. So we came as a soul with the soul viewpoint, not with the human viewpoint, with the soul viewpoint. We then had to match whatever our soul knows with what we were experiencing in life, and then having to pull that greater awareness of the law of harmony, of the unity of all life, in the midst of a field where polarity and war and competition and violence are acceptable. And of course they're not real. They're not the eternal pattern of the One. They're not the nature of the soul. So we've had to learn to reconcile what our soul knows with the race consciousness and the experience of the race. And then, by means of our prayers and meditations and affirmations and our right attitudes, we set ourselves to rise up into, as much as we can, into our soul nature. So that we're pulling the fundamental law of the universe, the law of harmony, that eternity and wholeness are eternal. So that must be the truth of our own nature, and we keep rising up into that pattern, into that I am nature in our daily meditations. As I've shared with you before, my mantra that I switched to originally in the 1970s was given a mantra, which is a word or phrase that you repeat over and over. I was given one in transcendental meditation. And after many years and being a spiritual teacher, I found that that was confusing. So I switched the mantra to I am, my mantra. And I have been working with that mantra since the early 1990s. And again, what we recognize is that that's the I am without an object. We could say, I am love, I am truth, I am wisdom, I am peace, I am poise, I am balance, I am harmony, I am freedom, I am love, I am laughter, I am joy. We could put any word after I am, but the I am is the beingness itself. And it's my true and eternal nature, and it's your true and eternal nature. So as we bring that soul awareness into the world, the soul expresses in time through the body. And we see the sum total of the soul's expression in our day-to-day experience, in the multiple dimensions of our day-to-day experience. We remember, though, that the soul is not bound. The soul is not bound. It's our choices that bring in the awareness of the soul into our body, into our mind, and into our experience. So what we know is the sum total of those choices is creating the consciousness through the law of the circle. That energy which comes from me as a vibration. So I love the idea of the tones. This vibration, whatever the sum total of your consciousness is sending out a tone. That's a multidimensional tone in the law of creation itself, and that tone is what creates. So my consciousness, or the vibration coming from my consciousness, creates my experience. My consciousness, as we know, is built up of everything I thought, everything I think, say, do, and feel, and the sum total of that goes in front of me. As Louise Hay pointed out many years ago, you're experiencing today the sum total of your consciousness yesterday. And so now the choices you make today will add or detract from that consciousness depending on how conscious you are about what's going through your awareness. Right? And when we fall into the fear of the race, and therefore the fear of our own good, our own safety, our own successes, our own failures, we then are participating at a level below what our soul is trying to tell us, right? And so it's through our prayers and meditations that we access quieting the mind, which has the tendency to be in repetitious, neurotic thought patterns repeating themselves. We have to quiet the mind in order to access the deeper levels of ourselves. But the success was already built in. You came with your soul awareness. You didn't lose it. You had to learn how to bring that soul awareness into the human condition, which somehow, as a sum total, seems to have forgotten who and what we are. And that's why we are the light workers. We are the ones who know that the I am that I am. I forgive myself and my mistakes, and I move into the future with a clean slate. The I am that I am is whole, complete, and perfect, and I am drawing that pattern, that self, into my awareness, knowing that I am guided, guarded, protected, directed, and led into the paths of perfect right action. Yeah? So that's through our quieting the mind, remembering who we are today, and bringing it forward. But the victory is already complete. The intention to bring Casper into our world was established 2 years before Casper showed up in our world. And then Casper showed up. There he is. Here's his name. And then Casper showed up in the world. And then we saw what a blessing he was. And that something within him brought him to us. So we got to meet Casper. We went to see him in December. He was about 6 weeks old or 8 weeks old. And we picked him live, and we went to the breeder's place in Arizona. And we picked him out of the litter, and he picked us. It was like instantaneous. He came over to us. We already knew that was ours, and he knew he belonged to us. And when we returned 6 weeks later to pick him up, he knew who we were. He was connected. So his mission, which was obviously to support my wife and I and our family, his mission was already successful before he even got to us. You came from the light. You came from the light in order to contribute to an awakening world, to help humanity wake up. And when we change the subconscious patterns that are not what we mean, when we consciously change those patterns, when we move from subconsciously being dominated by habits and attitudes to consciously recognizing I'm connected to everything, and now we consciously begin to change our mind. Now that's waking up. That's what waking up is, to become conscious of what's been going on in your subconscious or unconscious creating. And the law of creation is happening through the sum total of your consciousness, not just what you're consciously aware of, but everything that's happening. So it becomes you're observing, participating and observing in your own life, that you say, how am I connected to this? How am I related to this? Your consciousness is not the cause of everything that happened to your life, but it's related to everything that's happening to your life. And it is the place from which your victory, your success is already fulfilled. You came from the light to bring more light. You're doing it. Now, as you are bringing more light by sharing light and love and kindness and wisdom and peace and poise and balance and harmony in the world, by making the upstairs choices through your awareness, now you're waking up. And that's what waking up. As the old Neil Sedaka used to say, waking up is hard to do. So that was breaking up. But waking up is the task at hand, to become more and more conscious of the law of the circle, of my participation in the law of circle. What's coming from me is returning to me as the multiple dimensions of my experience, in my dreams, in my consciousness, in all the levels, etheric body, spiritual body, physical body, mental body, in all the levels of your consciousness. The more you become aware of it, the higher you rise up, the more you are able to attune yourself with the infinite, and therefore experience the grace and the harmony and the peace and the poise of the actual one, the very center of your soul. You, the I am that I am. This is so much different than the struggles for health, wealth, love, and success, because health, wealth, love, and success are built in. But they're not built into your human consciousness. They're built in your I am consciousness, in your true and eternal nature consciousness. And it's only by getting in tune with that, and by having the humility to know that you need the guidance, to know that you need the connection, to know that your strength is never by yourself, but in tune with the infinite comes all of my good. When I'm in tune with the infinite, I'm in tune with the source of all of my good. When you're in tune with the infinite, you're in tune with the source of all of your good. I am in tune with the infinite. I'm in tune with my good. I deserve my joy. And we begin to claim it, and to look for it, and to see it, and to feel it, and to participate in it. Hey, that's what we're about. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. Coffee with Casper is a collection of souls that are waking up to their true and eternal nature and drawing that nature into the life, and therefore consciously supporting the awakening of the world and the transformation of consciousness to the fulfillment of an ancient prayer: peace on earth and goodwill toward all humankind. Wow, that's the mission that we're on. It's not a mission fraught with disaster. It's a mission leading you to the, as Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, said, leading you to the place where you are learning to tolerate your bliss. I'm accepting my good. I'm allowing my good. I'm forgiving myself and my mistakes, and I'm moving into the future with a clean slate. I'm using this day as the opportunity to co-create with the infinite, to bring more light, more love, more truth, more wisdom, more peace, more poise, more power, more balance into my personal world, that I become radiantly, dynamically, powerfully healthy, that I become radiantly, vibrant, dynamically creative and productive and participating in the upward, forward spiral of life. I'm becoming conscious of who and what I am, and I'm waking up to it in a new way. And so if this is helpful to you, just to be reminded to gather with these other souls from all over the world and remember who we are and claim it and bring it in. Bring it into our experience, bring it into our lives, bring it into our hearts, bring it into our day, today, and this week. Your success is built in. The victory is complete. We are the lotus flower opening to that possibility, and that's your divine birthright, to open to the possibility of your own spiritual magnificence. If you found anything valuable, we ask that you share this video on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever your groups are, however you can digitally share it, share it. And let's keep gathering the light workers, and let's keep sharing in this knowledge that we have deep set within our hearts as we're rising up to reveal the glory of a new time in the human condition for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, and for all posterity, humanity, and the earth. We'll be back next week on Coffee with Casper. We hope you'll join us. We hope you'll connect some more people to be with us. And until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. See you next week on Coffee with Casper. Bye.